Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Uh, First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to express my deep honor for being invited to this training course, the IES 2025. So, thank you, the organizing committee, sponsor, and all the supporting staff. My name is Nguyen. I come from Vietnam. Now I'm a PhD student at Seoul National University in Korea. In Vietnam, I also work as an early career researcher at the Research Center for Climate Change, Nông Lâm University, Hồ Chí Minh City, working at the supervision of Professor Kim Loy. Over the past few years, our research center has undertaken many projects, mainly focused on the potential impacts of climate change and extreme conditions, mainly at the local scale. Typically, climate change impact assessment involves three common practices. The first is analyzing past climates of relevant physical variables. Building on this understanding of past climates, the second is generating short-term forecasts as well as the long-term projection future climates under a wide range of anthropogenic and natural external forces. And the third focus on assessing the local vulnerability and implementing adaptation action accordingly. Based on the insight we gain from the bigger two steps, and today, on behalf of our research center, I would like to share some of our recent work that address a part of the first aspect, focusing on the historical changes in climate mistake and extreme conditions over recent decade in the Vietnamese Delta. My talk will include four parts, and I will begin my talk with a brief introduction to the role of Vietnamese Delta. Vietnam, our country, ranked among the top rice exporter worldwide, accounting for around 15% of the global market share, and the Mekong Delta contributes significantly to this figure, producing up to 95% of the country's rice export. In other words, the Vietnamese Mekong Delta plays a crucial role in ensuring food security, both nationally and globally. However, climate change, especially extreme events, pose significant challenges to the agricultural activity in the region. In fact, the local agriculture-based livelihood have become increasingly vulnerable to weather and climate extreme. So, to better support the local decision maker, we highlight the need for an in-depth understanding of past climate, spatial and temporal changes in the climate mistake and extreme conditions over recent decades. To this end, we apply a multiple approach, the so-called multiple non-parametric statistical test, to better capture the nature of temporal changes in hydrometeorological records, as well as many other environmental data. For the methodology part of my talk, this slide and the following one show the fundamental basic and typical configuration of the multiple test. In essence, the core idea behind this method is to iterate, to repeat the non-parametric methods such as Montanno stat and sensor estimation across all possible periods. For example, assume we consider a 40-year period, resulting in nearly 500 transact calculation, 496 to be exact, rather than just one, as in traditional conventional methods. And this slide shows a typical result of the multiple typical configuration of the multiple index displayed as an upper triangle on a Cartesian coordinate system. Here, the sequence of beginning year is plotted along the x-axis. Again, the ending year on the y-axis. Uh, Again, the ending year on the y-axis. And the outputs of the multiple transaction, a p-value test statistic trend slope or the number of signs with significant trend can be displayed as a color gradient representing the third dimension. Simple, like stippling, asterisk, or even number can be used to indicate the significant trend at the 0.05 significant level or lower. In a typical graph like this one, the one line represents the estimated trend of 10-year period for different beginning and ending time. On parallel line to the one line show the result for longer period. The bottom left and the top right corner represent the earliest and the latest in the earlier 10-year period. Meanwhile, the top left frame indicate the result for the entire analysis period. So, based on this graph, the temporal trend pattern can be characterized in terms of beginning year, ending year, and retrogress. For example, inspecting different value for the beginning year while fixing a specific ending year. I mean, inspecting the row here reveal how sensitive the trend that result are to the beginning year and vice versa. Moreover, evaluating different 45 lines show the potential impact of different record lengths on the trend result. So in general, this multiple approach allow us to dig deeper into the nature of temporal trend. Now moving on our case study, I would like to illustrate, to showcase the practical application of this multiple trend test on analyzing the temporal trend pattern of annual rainfall, annual temperature, and several derived tests. Due to time limit, I apologize for not being able to present on our finding today. First, regarding the result of temporal trend of the temperature, annual temperature, and temperature extreme index, here the results show clearly robust warming trend, consistently increasing trend. The color here, the diverging color here show the magnitude of time variation across all possible period. A key finding here, trend pattern are more mixed for the period shorter than 20 years and often showing higher magnitude. In other words, trends over 10 to 20-year periods are sensitive to the trend of the considered period. And another interesting picture here is a reversal. Here we found some reversal in trend behavior, especially here for the extreme hostage deaths. For example, here at this station, at Kantan station, for example, here we found a dipolar pattern, shifting from negative trend in the early year to positive trend in the later period. Regarding annual rainfall and rainfall extreme deaths, for example, annual maximum 1 day rainfall, here we found expected rainfall trend exhibit much more heterogeneous pattern compared to temperature trend. Here we found a preponderance of either increasing or decreasing trend, a mixed pattern of alternating degree. Even after reversal in trend direction, the so-called dipolar pattern. Moreover, we also found that rainfall trend exhibit fewer significant trend compared to temperature, and most significant trends are mainly pushed around the period shorter than 30 years and tend to level up for the period longer than 30 years. Regarding the annual maximum one day rainfall, representative of the absolute index. Here, irrespective of trend pattern, either increasing or decreasing trend, the magnitude of this index were considerably higher than the other index. And finally, I would like to summarize some key points. Vietnam Mekong Delta, a vital ripple in our country, can experience significant changes in the climate mistake and extreme conditions over the past decades. Here we found substantial heterogeneity in the pattern of time variation. including a redomination of either increasing or decreasing trend, a mid-pattern of alternating trend direction, or substantial reversal in trend direction as well. So, due to the non-homogeneous behavior, it emphasizes the need for small-scale study, such as the station-wide analysis study, to best understand the local climate change. Our case study also found out, also demonstrated the traditional approach, a single test have potential weakness in practical application. In fact, the single test is highly sensitive to the trend of the considered period. In fact, adding or removing even single observation, or changing the beginning or the ending time of the considered period can significantly affect the outcome of temporal trend in terms of trend direction, magnitude, and statistical significance. So the point is, considering only single even long-term time survey is not sufficient for understanding the full range of possible trend. Meanwhile, the multiple trend test, as we showcase today, offer more insight into temporal trend pattern of any time series, environmental time series, concerning different beginning year, ending year, and record band. So, that concludes my presentation. I hope you all enjoy my talk. I welcome any question, suggestion, and comment you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much for catch up our scale. It's exactly 11:15. And okay, one question you have from the speaker. I think now.
So what is the spatial resolution of your analysis? Because you do it only at the macro data scale.
Yes. Thank you very much, Professor Nguyen, for your question. The question points to the critical points. For trend analysis, we have to consider two aspects: temporal resolution and spatial resolution. Here, my study show you the multiple trend analysis is mainly focused on the temporal resolution, temporal scale. It offers more insight into the different time series, different time temporal scale. Yeah. And for the spatial resolution, my study also demonstrate we need to focus on local scale, because our case study showed us even in the mid-Phuong delta, a flat area, low-lying delta. But for temperature, the result is nearly similar among the station. But for rainfall, even a very small location in the Vietnamese delta, it shows that the outcome is very heterogeneous pattern. So I think this method mainly focus on the temporal scale, but it also partly address a part of the spatial resolution scale.
Okay, thank you for your question and answer. Okay, the next. Okay, I'm going to invite next speaker, Kutina Yutprasad. Taxonomy of time genus Miranda plus Smith.